you ever wondered why you are alive? Why you're living? It must be more than just being born, having a job, and consuming, and then dying. What we have here on earth is the same thing that was happening in heaven. It's about rule. Who can rule best? I can rule better. You can rule better. You can rule better. You can rule better. Yet all of these different I can rules are different in approach. But only one works to create heaven, and heaven is a place for those that know the truth and choose it. I'm reminded that we have several presidential candidates of the Republican Party right now. We have Newt, we had Kane, we got your particular one that represents you, and the ones that represent you. And they're all out there telling you that they want to be your leader. They want to be your president. They're better than the man that's in office right now. And each one of them got a different perception about what that rule would mean. And you, the people, are supposed to choose from amongst them. And regardless of who you choose, those supporters of the others that are not chosen will not be satisfied with the actions of the one that is chosen. And the question, who is fit to rule? And I submit to you that God's way is the best way. But the people won't choose God's way. And the question might become, why? And I suggest that it's like almost a lost puppy. When found, everyone sees the puppy, he's nice, everyone wants to take him home. But that puppy, in observing those that are there to claim him, if he sees the one that he's familiar with, if he can identify that one, that's the one he'll run to. They will not run to a foreigner. They will not run to a stranger. And that's what I'm saying about the people. Your candidate might lose, but you will run to the winning candidate even though you will have problems with him before you run to God. And like that puppy, you would run to a candidate that you're familiar with and not a stranger. You see, to most people, God is a stranger. Yet God's way is the best way, for it is the foundation for heaven. Yet people have been given the freedom here on earth to choose their own way or God's way. Now the problem is that we have here socially is people are so far away from the best way, God's way. And the reason for this process is to allow people to learn for themselves what that best way is. And those that learn, and when they learn, they are accepted into heaven. And those that don't, they stay out of heaven until they learn. But what is God's way, many of you might say? Well, I would submit to you that God's way is this. When God made you, he gave you something that you would desire to do. And builders, we have builders who build schools, houses, infrastructure for cities and states and towns and reservoirs and rivers, etc., etc. Their job is to build. To build. Whatever needs to be built, they build. And who do they build it for? They build it for God, so that all people may share in whatever it is that they build. Food producers, what's their job? Their job is to create food. Every kind of food that we in this country and all over the world are familiar with, it is a gift from God through certain individuals, and their purpose is to build that food, create that food for God so that all people can share in the food. And this is the way that it goes to every interest of the people. Whether it's education, whether it's medical care, whatever the situation is, it is provided through individuals that God has touched and instilled these precious, precious gifts so that they can build them for God, that the people, all of us, may share in it. That's what heaven is all about. It's like being sick. Because I know some of you got a problem with what I just said. Those that are sick receive health care, even though it's there for everybody. Only those that are sick receive it. Those who are not sick don't get any health care, and they don't feel threatened by it. Those who got homes and houses don't need homes and houses, but those who don't do, and they get them. Yet, when you have a house and you lose it, or you want to upgrade it or something like that, the builders are there to make sure that your needs and desires are met, because this is the way that God operates. Just the other day, there was a debate with the Republican candidates for president, and the commentator asked the candidates that you've lived under nuclear threat with Korea, Russia, China. What is it that makes you discomfortable with living under the nuclear threat with Iran? And one suggested that Iran is a theocracy, and they believe that life is better on the other side than on this side. So they should not be given or allowed the right to build nuclear weapons. But such a statement is misleading, ladies and gentlemen, because like all people, Iranians want to live. But unlike the natives of certain countries, if their right to life as they see fit is infringed upon, they would rather die and take as many others with them as possible than submit to the rule of slavery. And this is the same practice of America during the Revolutionary War. In fact, this is the result of all wars. All wars got killers and those that die. Why? For what they believe in. That's no different than what this guy just said about Iran. Wars, this is part of the process of war. Yet, with that Iranian crisis and those who feel that are threatened by others, is that stay out of these people's business. Stay out of them. Treat people like you want to be treated. And you don't have to worry about a threat from somebody nuking you. I mean, nobody wants to die. Nobody wants to go around nuking people. For what reason? So they can go on the other side? That doesn't make any sense. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I have to submit to you that God's way is the best way. For it offers to you all of your desires. And yet, I have learned, even though I asked you to allow me to be your president, you can't do it. I mean, I'm ready, but you can't allow it to happen because you do not have faith in God. You do not have faith in God's way. And so you just get upset. You'll go for anything. You had 8 years of Republican rule. Half of the nation went crazy. But now you got billions of dollars being spent between Republicans and Democrats asking for your vote. Have you asked yourself why all this money is being spent? This money is being spent to keep the truth from you, to keep you a slave. Now I come and bring you the truth. These candidates, every last one of them get in office, they're thinking about making money. They say they want to serve you, but they're serving special interests, and they want to think about their pocketbooks. But me, I know what's going on in life. And while they were out making money, I've been standing up for what's right for me, what's right for my relatives, what's right for my people. My people are all of you. And the people haven't heard. I've been willing to break the law. I don't care nothing about a law that's unjust. And I've gone to prison. Why? Because the people, as far as God is concerned, is more important than somebody making money. God didn't give you money. That's a scam. And now, that would say to me that if a person would go to prison because they wanted to protect my housing, they wanted to protect my right to live, to protect my right to life, that seems like it's a little bit more important than somebody out there trying to feed their pocketbooks. And yet, these billions of dollars that's being spent to deceive you is getting played all over the country. Every morning, every middle day, every night. Lying, feeding that lie to you. You're buying into that lie. And so I said, I'm not going to spend any money, I don't have any, trying to convince you. I can't convince you. You get exactly what you deserve. If you are blind, you will accept anything. But another Republican drive you crazy like George Bush, a whole bunch of lies. Some of you benefit from it now. Everybody got their supporters. Everybody gets a little for their support. Or a Barack Obama, who's another liar. He's another liar because he said he's going to do this, do that, and didn't do it. But he has his supporters. Why? Because they would prefer him as a smaller devil to a Republican who is a bigger devil. The Republicans are being screwed by the Democrats are being screwed by the Republicans. And yet you are buying into these lies, what you are being told, and at the end of this political process, you will have a president. Whether it's Republican or Democrat or Libertarian or somebody else, it will not be anybody that's representing God. And to represent God means they're talking about the Jew, they're talking about the black, they're talking about the white, they're talking about the American, they're talking about democracy, they're talking about dictators, they're talking about all people on the face of the earth. But you, my friends, have rejected supporting all of the people on earth. Why? Because you are blind, literally blind, and you don't know any better. So as for me, I put this stuff on YouTube, and if anybody is worthy of anything better, they will take it and spread it. They will take it and spread it. At the end of the day, if it's not spread, it's because you, the people, don't deserve peace. You don't deserve prosperity. And you do not deserve joy in your life. And as a matter of fact, as a consequence of this, you will not receive it. Some of you will. It'll only be temporary, and then it's over. As this tape that just ended is over. So I have to say to you, ladies and gentlemen, the buck stops with you. For me, I don't care if you don't vote for me. I have presented God as I understand God to be, and I'm not just talking. I walk this way. I'm willing to go to jail. I'm willing to go to prison. And I know ultimately the evidence that any of us are worthy to receive heaven is that the devil is willing to kill us to get us out of the way, to get us from interrupting his program of deception of the people. As long as the people are being deceived, the devil is fine. Somebody will get their eyes open and they come telling the blind, hey, this is the way to walk. And if you listen, the devil say that one has to go. And that one goes. Because the devil kills him. And the Almighty God allows the devil to kill him because that is the evidence. That is the only evidence that a person is ready for heaven. He puts his life on the line for what's right. And all them lies you've been told by your preachers and parishes and all these other folks that just smile, God loves you. God does love you. But that don't mean you're going to get anywhere. No, it means you just got to start all over again. I know you guys don't believe in reincarnation. Those of you who don't believe in reincarnation, you probably won't get a chance to start over. Maybe you'll just go straight to hell, even though you sit up talking about you love God. You think that Tebow, let me just say this, kneeling down is a representation of Christianity. It might be a representation of what Christianity means to you, but it's not a representation of what true Christianity is. True Christianity is an awakening, the renewing of your mind that all that crap you've been taught all your life is a bunch of junk. And by opening up your mind, you start walking to that junk. You start walking to that which is life. Walking to that which is life so that others might know that you are different from them. And to the extent that it makes change. It brings about change. If you're going to be living, it brings about positive change for everybody. It brings about positive change for everybody if you're living. And if the devil say, hey, I can't go with that, can't go for that, and boom, shoots you out, hey, brother, hey, if there is a God, and many of you believe that there is, I think someone says, there's no greater love than that a man or a woman, or old person or child will lose their lives for love. And if you do that, what reward can you get except the greatest reward? Why? You have practiced in your life, in your form, serving God. Somebody say, well, I want to die and work with God, be up there with Jesus. All of us going to be walking around in charge. No, your buddy ain't going to be in charge with nothing. You have given fellowship to the world's way. I don't care how beautiful your church is, how many thousands of people you got in your congregation, how many millions of dollars you collect every day. You are not doing anything but serving Satan. You need somebody to tell you. You are serving Satan. Why? What you doing is not making the world any better. Those people leave your congregation, go right back out there and put their shoes on and start walking in the footsteps of Satan every day. Every day, every night. Okay, they don't drink, they don't smoke, they don't chase other women. Maybe. But that doesn't make you right. That doesn't make you good. Making someone right and good is to have your eyes open and stop stepping in mud. Don't get your shoes dirty. Walk on dry land. Walk in the light. And the light is that those who are in darkness can see it and come out. And you don't let nothing stop you. You don't let no threat stop you. Keep on walking. Keep on walking. Bring these people out of darkness. But if they don't want to come, you keep on walking. You keep on walking. Walk like Abraham Lincoln. Walk like Jesus Christ. Walk like Mahatma Gandhi. Walk like Dr. King. Walk like Malcolm X. Walk like these guys who have lost their lives because they knew the truth and they followed the truth and they weren't going to let nothing deter them. And you will be free. Until next time, bye-bye.